So I'll edit this later. But let's get that going.
You're not quite in.
I'll scoot over so you can see myself.
You can probably turn it just a little. You want me to turn it just a little bit? Yes.
I'll get the program open. We'll be good to go. Actually, I mean, we get most of them. We've had good listens.
That's good.
The Freedom Run had probably the lowest, but the rest have been pretty good.
Only one bad thing, the chamber put our prices, didn't ask us what the ticket prices was, so we need to bring that up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there was.
We're gonna say the ticket prices are
What's that?
12.8.
12.8, we
Four
got
for
in there at 10 and 7.
And we had issues with Dash having incorrect check-in times and stuff. Like, hopefully people don't show up at 9 thinking they're going to get registered. Okay. Looks like it's hearing me fine, so. Turn that off. Okay, it's registering my voice. Hello, Nevada. This is Brett Barker, and this is the recent edition of the Nevada Nice podcast. With me today, I have Al Kockler and Marc Olson here to talk about the Nevada Community Rodeo, which for those of you that have been around following things in town, most of you probably know that last year the rodeo came back to Lincoln Highway Days after a little bit of a hiatus. And so Marc and Al will talk to us a little bit about the process of bringing the rodeo back, because I know it was something that folks have been asking for a few years and finally made it happen. So how did that go about?
Well, I think Mark came to me and wanted to know if I wanted to be part of trying to bring him back and so forth. And I said yes, and then we got a couple other people involved and sort of mushroomed from there. And
Yeah, I think initially I was contacted in 2017 by the chamber, again in 2018. I think late in the year 2018, I was 2017 kind of a weak moment when we gave into this, but Eric Beers is a big part of it as well. He's helped with the Maxwell Rodeo for several years, and Lynn at the chamber knew that at the time. He was pretty well versed in how to make that whole thing happen.
He's been involved in it for more than several years.
Yeah.
So he's a key player down there and so forth. So he brought a lot of expertise to the window and so forth. So without him, I don't think we could have got as far as we did and so forth. So we did set up our own 501c3 organization. So we are fully tax exempt, and people can make contributions, of which many people have. And last year, we were anticipating 600 or 700 people showing up, and I think we had, we lost count. I think it was between around 1,400.
We're projecting around 1,400. I think we had 1,240 tickets sold for sure, but the floodgates opened after the rodeo started, so we're estimating somewhere around 1,400 people in attendance. We knew pretty early on that was going to be an issue when they kept coming through the gate.
And it's a good problem to have. I know one of the things I was wondering, said, okay, we've got a lot of businesses behind this, a lot of volunteers behind this. Hopefully community puts some butts in seats, and I think we saw that happen. We had a lot of folks show up, and it was a huge crowd.
Well, yes, and then we didn't have enough seating down there, not knowing how it was going to mushroom and so forth. So, but we should have that fixed this year, because there was 4 of us that put our name on the line, and we bought seating for 600. That amounted to like 27,000. So the Nevada Rodeo has bought that seating, and it is sitting down there at the fairgrounds. So, and then also we have another 600, approximately 600 coming in that we're renting. So plus with the seating down there, we should have seating for about 1,600 to 1,700 this year.
Wow.
And so forth. So we're ready for a large crowd.
That would be some good drone pictures. That was one of my favorite things last year. You guys got some really nice pictures of really cool environment.
In 2019 at our first board meeting, that was really the big topic of discussion. Was the 2 problems we saw was seating and trying to find a way to funnel the people through the gates quicker.
Well, at first we were just going to rent the seating, and I was going to rent $4,000 to $5,000, and then after checking into it, we figured that we could just as well make a payment of $4,000 or $5,000 a year on the seating. So State Bank was willing to go with us on a loan, and yeah, they've been wonderful to work with too. So.
But from everyone that was at the Story County Fair too this year,
Oh.
those seats were packed, so it's a nice addition to the fairgrounds. The fair board's been great to work with.
Yes. So, all in all, I think it's great for Nevada. A lot of people have cooperated. We got volunteers. At each one of our meetings, we've had anywhere from 10, 12 to 20 people show up at our rodeo meetings, and so the support is overwhelming. I've not heard any negative comments whatsoever, except for a few people last year that couldn't get a seat. So.
We're not gonna have that issue this year. But
So
if
I know-
anybody wants to join
Yeah.
the rodeo committee, please.
There you go.
look us
Always
up.
need volunteers,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yes, all we need is volunteers.
And I know some folks might not even know what to expect at a rodeo. I took the kids last year and it was our first rodeo, so maybe tell folks a little bit about what kind of events are there and what they might see, what the kids might see.
So it'll be similar to what we had last year. The same stock contractor, Wright Rodeo Company, they do a great job. They're one of the largest in the state of Iowa. From the kids' standpoint, we're still gonna do the boot scramble like we did last year. That was a little overwhelming. I think we had about 200 kids participate in that.
You didn't have enough $2 bills.
We ran out of money, yeah, but no, that was a good time. Story County Cattlemen's will be back again this year. They're gonna also serve hamburgers, hot dogs, steak sandwich, and they're gonna have some snow cones for the kids, so that'll help as well. But outside of that, everything should be pretty similar to what it was last year.
Yeah. In fact, well, with Lincoln Highway Days going down there this year, the fairground should be a very, very active
Yeah.
playground
Yeah.
for us for one day.
I know there's been a lot of buzz about that with Lincoln Highway
Yeah.
Days being at the fairgrounds. I think that'll bring some nice synergies with the rodeo. And
Yep.
Plus, there's a wedding going on down there that night too. So
Oh, wow.
There'll be a lot of people down there.
Yeah.
you know, a lot of people down there that night. So
Yeah, and so you mentioned Lincoln Highway Days, and I think seeing that get some changes, keep growing every year. I think that was
Yeah.
everybody's goal, and yeah, being down there with the rodeo going on, hopefully folks will come down there and stay all day and stay for the rodeo and make a nice day of it.
I would like to say there has been some advertising out there that has showed that our ticket prices are wrong. Because I think on the Lincoln Way Highway Day brochure, they got the ticket prices at $10 for adults and $7 for children, but the price is actually, we had to raise it a couple bucks for adults and $1 for the kids, because of the expenditures that we're having with the seating and so forth. So our prices are $12 for adults and $8 for children. I think it's 5 through 14.
Yeah, 4 and under.
4 and under are free,
Yeah.
and so forth. So I did want to make sure that people aren't surprised when they come to the gate that the prices aren't 10 and 7, but they will be 12 and 8.
And we encourage everybody, if they can, to try to purchase them ahead of time. They're on sale at my office downtown at 1124 6th Street, at Al Kockler's office at 1110 6th Street. We've got it set up this year where we're going to have 2 entrances, and we're hoping to keep the lines moving a little faster. I know last year there was a lot of people who purchased tickets ahead of time and waited in line for quite a while to get through the gates. We're going to have one aisle for advanced ticket purchases, so they can hopefully get through quickly, and then the other line will be people purchasing at the door. So
Right.
if you can get ahead of time, hopefully you'll save yourself some time at the door.
Yeah, that'd be good. They can order your tickets in advance, save yourself some time at the door, and also save the folks on the rodeo some guessing on their turnout. So that the more people that can do it in advance, the better you guys can plan.
Yep.
So, and we'll see what other, we did go out and get last year we went out and got a rodeo, what do you call it, the disc that we bought and so forth.
Let's see. You
Ground purchase.
Yeah. Yep. Worked the grounds a little bit this year, a little better. That was a big contribution by Al, and then Daily Auction recently donated a loading chute. So we've got our own loading chute this year. Last year we had to rely on Maxwell, so I think we've got a lot of pieces in place this year.
Yeah, we had some volunteers that helped bring that. I mean, it looks like brand new right now. straightened out, painted, and so forth. It really looks nice, so. We also want to thank all the sponsors. We got sponsors from even from Ames and so forth, and without them, we couldn't be carrying this off. Because to bring the rodeo in, it's like $13,000 to sign the contract, and they get paid that whether we have a rodeo or not. If we get rained out, we're out $13,000. That's all there is to it. So.
Pray for nice weather.
Yeah, exactly. I know that was one of the holdups bringing the rodeo back was it takes a lot of funding and it takes a lot of volunteers, and so it kind of takes some folks to grab the bull by the horns and make it happen.
Yeah, we've had some very, very generous sponsors, that's for sure. So
yes.
So is there anything else that folks should know about coming out to the rodeo, or?
Come early. Gates will open at 5:30. Starts at 6:30, and yeah, if you can get the tickets in advance, I think that's going to be.
Yeah, it'll be roped off. There's a certain area that we have because we have to make certain that there's quite a bit of room for the rodeo participation coming in. We have to make room for the trucks that are going to be hauling the livestock, and so it'll be congested down there with Lincoln Highway days.
And they were going to have shuttles. I assume that's going to be good for the rodeo too.
Yeah, I'm not sure what time those are ending, but I don't know as though we'll have any extra shuttles for the rodeo specifically, but I think that's ending at 5 or 5:30. But
and we'll be talking to Lincoln Highway Days folks here in the next episode, so we can ask them more about the shuttles if folks are looking for some details about shuttles.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I know we want the second year to be even more successful than the first, so we can keep building on the tradition. And I mean, if folks want to keep the rodeo around, I know they got to buy tickets and get there like any other event.
Yeah.
We
look forward to it. It should be a good time.
And one of our ambitions is that if we have success this year, we're currently looking at trying to get our own grounds so we can have the rodeo, so that it's already set up, and also not just to make it a rodeo, but make it a all events sort of center, so that the thing could be used on weekends for weddings, antique shows and so forth. So we already have a spot picked out.
There you go.
And so forth. And
probably more parking too, right?
More parking.
More parking would be good.
That'd be, so I think the spot we have picked out is, I think it is will be a very, very nice spot for this type of activity.
There you go. So folks need to come this year so they can see Al's dream in the future, right?
That's right. 11 more days. Hopefully we'll get a big attendance.
There you go. Wow, it's getting close, isn't it?
Yes.
Man, excited for Lincoln Highway. It's always a good weekend.
When's our next meeting?
Next Tuesday night, we'll be down there on site starting to fence off some of the perimeter, and livestock comes on Friday of next week.
If anybody wants to come down, I mean, next Tuesday night, I think will be our last meeting of the rodeo volunteers and so forth. So if somebody wants to come down and help, well, we would really appreciate their help and so forth.
And what time is that again for folks that missed it?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock next Tuesday. Okay, need some volunteers down at the fairgrounds to help with the setup.
Yep, we'll be there.
We had, when we brought the stadium in and so forth, I forget how many people showed up.
Just close to 30 people.
30 people helped put up those stands and so forth. And I think the fairgrounds have already enjoyed the use of those, so it's been beneficial for everybody.
Very cool. That's what I love about the community. Pull up their sleeves and make stuff happen.
I was really amazed. That was we started that project at 7:30 in the morning, and I think by close to 1 in the afternoon it was pretty well done. So couldn't have went much better.
Yes. We know about seating. We know how to put together seating.
Skills you probably never thought you would need to have, right? So anything else to add